Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Eve News, Weather, and Sports. It's September 15th, and I'm Mike Azariah, and let's get down to it. Uh, the CCP devs put out a video called The Pulse, which they do occasionally, which is their version of Eve News. It's kind of like they're trying to run me out of town or steal my job. But it's a good episode, and I'll put a link down below for you to watch it. A few of the things they touched on, Legion update just happened, which is, let's say it's come to mixed reviews, because anytime they do ship balance, unless you want to see MMO power creep, you have to accept the fact that sometimes you have to remove or nerf certain ships because they're just too overpowered or being used too much. So they took out the Nerf bat and whacked Marauders around a little, and in return they upped some of the T3 destroyers, so it balances out, hopefully. And maybe the new meta will slowly shift as people discover I like this ship now, and that ship isn't as much fun. All I know is I'm going to have to go back to some of my builds for some of my ships and take another look at them. For example, Skybreaker now has an extra high slot, so you can scan down sites that you want. I like my Skybreaker. Mainly I run refuges in it because it just makes fireworks like you wouldn't believe. It's fantastic to watch. I do it almost for the beauty, not for any reward that you might get. Legion Update also has added some changes to the wormhole connections, and they're going to be a little more dynamic, a little more connections happening. So the people who live there are going to see more traffic, maybe. I doubt they are looking forward to that. Uh, the other thing that they added on, and I'm sorry I didn't know about it because the update came after last week, after I put this to bed, but before this week, and that's that they are giving a skill point boost and a resculpt, so you can sex change if you want to. And that's one of the reasons why they put it there. Was there people have been asking, I made this character, I would like it to be female, or I made that character, I would like it to be male. And CCP said, fine, doesn't bother us in the slightest. Here, have a free change for 1 week. So you got to scoop it up because it may be gone soon, and then it'll be something that you got to buy. And no, it won't be. I checked, and it is not tradable or sellable. So you have to get it yourself if you want to use it, not buy it off the market after everybody gets free ones. And some people say, I'm perfectly happy the way I am. I am staying what I am. They also updated freelance, added some new freelance jobs, remote reps, and hunting people down and killing them. The other big thing is Nemesis. Nemesis World Event is coming. Now, this is a crossover with the first person shooter that is connected with EVE Online, and that would be Vanguard. They have tried to connect things before, and the main problem is always the economies don't connect. So they're not trying to earn money in one and be able to transfer it to the other because it just doesn't make sense. EVE players are flying ships the size of battleships, are like owning an aircraft carrier as your private yacht, not something any normal person on this planet can do. Elon, if you're listening, I'm sorry, you're not normal. But the ground pounders, they're saving money to get the next good gun or maybe a vehicle or something like that. So they have a different way of economy that they have to fight for and play for. But as of tomorrow, there's an extra downtime tonight. As of tomorrow, there will be a linkage between what people are doing in Vanguard, the first person shooters, and that will have an effect on the storyline for EVE Online in the coming month. So if you play Vanguard, or if you haven't, give it a shot. I don't know if they're even charging for it. And hey, a first-person shooter is always a nice break from everything else, huh? Let's see, what else did I write on my little scribble board? Ah, it says in big letters, rant. Events in EVE Online come in a couple of flavors. And one is they pretend like it's a live event, but the results have already been decided and they know what's going to happen next and they've planned for it. This happened actually last time they did a crossover between the first person shooter of Dust 514 and EVE Online. It was very disappointing when they accidentally released the picture of something everybody was fighting to stop, and they'd already decided it's going to happen. All you're fighting is for, resistance is floor tile. The second kind is a live event where you're a spectator too, but you get to do some stuff maybe. The assassination of Empress Jamil was one of those. I was there, me moment, but it was really cool and it felt very organic. Uh, the third kind is where they honestly don't know how well we're going to do or whether we're going to do it at all. That would be like the early incursions, which were live and there were devs playing the parts of the enemy and interacting with the pilots, and it was cool. I don't know what this one's going to be, but I can tell you I love live events. Speaking of which, pardon me, September 22nd to the 28th is GM week. So the GMs will be out flying what can only be generously described as pinatas for people to fly, blow up, and loot. A while ago, in a previous GM event, they actually asked permission to call some of what they did the bus because I fly Operation Magic School Bus, and it's well known enough that they actually came to me and said, "Mind if we do a bus as well? Fill your boots, have fun with it." I was fine and appreciated them actually noticing that I exist. Uh, Into traffic movement, that sort of thing, a brand new alliance has popped up called Dawn's Light. It has 2,600 members, and before this week, it had about 200. So that's a nice increase. They suddenly appeared. I don't know where they're holding down right now. Pandemic Horde went down 343. The violent systems, well, in Null, it was, oh darn, I didn't write down the name. It'll be in the linkage below. Tama and Lowsec with 305 over 189 ships and pods. Highsec Jita 307 over 212. NBC most violent system was Zulu, Delta, Yankee, Alpha, Tag Gulf. And I looked. This is in a little corner of Paragon Sol at the end of a very long, thin chain of systems, so very easy to protect. It's owned by Drakiris, which, according to their advertising, are members of the Imperium. And in the space of 24 hours, they blew up 43,631 NPC ships and probably made a very nice bit of ISK off of that. But it is a very well locked down little corner. Second place, I didn't write down, but also was in Paragon Sol and right next to this other one. So when I link Dotlan, I might link as well the system map so you can admire this very nice little hideaway at a dead end long lane that some people are making a lot of ISK off of. I don't mind. I don't really play this game to make ISK. Uh, I know that sounds sacrilegious, but I have fun playing the game the way I like to. Tonight it is Moonshine. Blackberry Moonshine. Very sweet, probably not good for me, and I really don't care. May you find something that's not good for you, but you enjoy anyways. You have yourselves a good one. Talk to you in about a week.